Republicans devoted a night at the RNC last week to winning support for the president from female voters. But the latest Fox News polls show Biden with a double-digit lead over Trump among women in 3 key battleground states. Let's bring in White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh, good morning to you. And we remember the big show of support from women inside the Republican Party last week. But this latest Fox News polling shows that the president is still struggling with the female vote. In fact, the gap seems to be getting bigger. Why is the president having such a hard time with the female voters?
So interestingly, it was in 2016, around the time of the convention, that this same narrative was being articulated about him being behind with women, when in fact he far outperformed the polling around the time of the convention in 2016. We believe the president has a lot of support among women. Doesn't always show up in these polls, but we believe it's there. We see it in our polls, and we believe this president will do extremely well with women come election day.
Is there any regret with the use of the suburban housewife that the president used in a tweet last month, saying the suburban housewife will be voting for me? Lily Adams from the Biden campaign yesterday put out a tweet. She said Trump thinks the suburbs are out of Leave It to Beaver and they ain't buying, Kayleigh.
No, we think that that's something that's being peddled by liberals and by the media. But all of the women I talked to, no one took offense to that. What they've taken offense to are the Democrat plans to allow lawlessness in our cities, like what we saw in Kenosha firsthand on Tuesday when we saw the violence in Portland spill into the suburbs. That's what women in this country care about. And there's one person stopping the violence from pouring into suburbs and communities around this country, and that is President Trump.
You know, a Bloomberg article earlier this week, Kayleigh, takes on the gender gap, risks becoming a chasm, adding to campaign woes. In it, it talks about the female voters not only objecting to his persona, but also to his preference for, as they put it, a heavy militaristic response to racial justice protesters. I want to play this sound from a woman, a business owner, Kayleigh, who joined us on this program yesterday. And she was making a very passionate plea for help on the ground there. She's a Subway franchise owner, and she fears she's eventually going to have to close her doors. Listen.
Just want to see an end to it. That's just the main goal right now, is just stop the violence, make it end today, so that we can just all move on and recover. We can't hold on much longer. Not many of us. Some of us are already gone. We're doing the best that we can. But, you know, why would we want to stay in Portland when things can't be controlled and we can't feel safe? We can't provide a safe environment for our employees.
What is your message to that female business owner who fears for her safety, her employees' safety, and for the survival of her business?
That President Trump and Republicans will help you and protect you. I saw on Fox this morning another business owner, a Minneapolis woman who had a hair salon and her business was destroyed. Look at what has happened when cities have requested the help of the federal government. In Kenosha, within 24 hours, we brought peace to the streets. In Minneapolis, within 24 hours, federal law enforcement brought peace to the streets. Contrast that with Portland and New York City, who don't accept federal help, who demonize our law enforcement, calling them troops. Since when are federal law enforcement called troops? They demonize them, and in turn, they harm business owners, and there's even a human cost and loss of life. And it is deeply irresponsible what Mayor Lightfoot has done and the Portland Mayor, Mayor Wheeler, by not accepting federal help when they lack the ability to control their streets.
On that note, the president is now threatening to defund these anarchist cities, as he's putting it, lawless cities. Kayleigh, I want you to tell us more about that. But first, here's Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, reacting to that, and a message for President Trump. Listen.
He can't come back to New York. He can't. He's going to walk down the street in New York. Forget bodyguards. He better have an army if he thinks he's going to walk down the street in New York. He is persona non grata in New York City. And I think he knows that, and he'll never come back to New York, because New Yorkers will never forget how gratuitously mean he has been.
New York, of course, the hometown of the president. He can't have enough bodyguards to walk through New York City. How's the president responding to that?
It's not often you hear a governor describe in vivid detail how he's lost control of his state. But there you have Governor Cuomo saying you can't come to New York without an army. Well, I guess that is the case when you have more than 1,000 shootings before Labor Day, when there's a 277% increase in shootings in a 1-month period over the year prior. It's very rare you hear a Democrat governor nakedly admit to failure, and that's what Governor Cuomo has just done for us.
President Trump has taken a lot of heat for suggesting that his supporters should vote twice. He said this. Listen.
On your ballots, if you get the unsolicited ballots, send it in and then go make sure it counted. And if it doesn't tabulate, you vote. You just vote. And then if they tabulate it very late, which they shouldn't be doing, they'll see you voted and so it won't count. So send it in early and then go and vote.
That would obviously, if that's the suggestion, be against the law, Kayleigh. Why did the president say that?
The president is not suggesting anyone do anything unlawful. What he said very clearly there is make sure your vote is tabulated, and if it is not, then vote. Basically, when you get a absentee ballot and you send it in, there are poll books, and it is recorded that you have tried to vote, that you have in fact voted. And if you show up at a polling site, they look at the poll book and say your vote's been counted. He wants verification. Democrats want a whole new fraudulent system of mail-in voting, never tried before in American history. And what Democrats are saying to you is trust us, but don't verify. And what this president is saying is verify your vote,
but
make
Kayleigh,
sure it's tabulated.
Send it in early and then go and vote. Isn't that telling someone to go vote twice?
The president said send it in early, go and see if it's been tabulated. If it hasn't been tabulated, then vote. It's very clear. What Democrats are saying is we want a system full of fraud, and we want zero accountability and zero verification that you voted, when we know that hundreds of thousands of ballots were not counted in 2016 before we had this fraudulent system, were not counted.
So much to ask you about. Running out of time. Final thoughts on Nancy Pelosi refusing to apologize. In fact, now she's insisting that this salon owner apologize for what she's calling a setup when she walked through that salon that was shut due to coronavirus restrictions with no mask on. Kayleigh, is the president saying anything specifically about this?
Yeah, that the elitism of Nancy Pelosi, the out-of-touch remarks of Nancy Pelosi tell you all you need to know about Speaker Pelosi. She's demanding an apology from this salon owner, a single mom who's started a business. No, she owes an apology to the American people. She's so breathtakingly out of touch, and that video and her response to that video exposes that.
Kayleigh McEnany, appreciate your time this morning. Please come back soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right, Trace.